In from Ohio, Bill Johnson, Republican congressman. Ohio is one of those states which says no Syrian refugees at this point. Congressman, the president says you're un-American. Your response, please.
Stuart, I cannot think of a time in my generation when we've seen an American president be so small and irrelevant in the face of such global challenges. This is just unbelievable.
Now, have you tapped public opinion in Ohio? Are the people with you in saying, let's have a pause on Syrian migrants? Is public opinion with you?
Well, I certainly think so, Stuart. I can tell you that in my district along the Ohio River, we've talked to hundreds, actually thousands of my constituents, and overwhelmingly, they say, look, we don't need a Trojan horse coming here. Yes, we have compassion for these people, and we want to help them in the region that they are. But to allow these fighting-age, potentially ISIS terrorists to come in under the guise of being a Christian refugee or a Syrian refugee, until we can vet these people properly, Stuart, it's just not the right thing to do, and the people that I represent agree with that.
Now, you are pushing the president towards trying to cut off the supply of cash to ISIS, whether it's from the oil sales or whether it's through the banking business. Now, tell me about the banking part, first of all. How would you propose to cut off the ISIS from the banking system?
Well, you cut off the cash flow at its source, Stuart. That's how you do it. One of the first elements of battle planning, of war planning, is to cut off an adversary's logistics trail. And how is ISIS funding their operation? They're doing it with this oil production. And yeah, I've seen the articles where we're taking out some of their trucks and their transportation facilities. But we ought to be hitting these oil production facilities hard and worry about fixing them up again later, because they're making $50 million a month, $500 million a year that they're using to buy weapons, recruit terrorists, and influence around the world. That's how you do it.
Congressman, we are told that the reason why those assets, those oil assets, have not been taken out before is the problem of collateral damage. For example, if an oil tanker truck is driving along the road, we see it, we cannot attack it if there's any other truck anywhere nearby, because we might kill collateral damage. What you're asking for is a change in the rules of engagement so that we can go after any and all targets. Is that likely?
Well, certainly I think we should go after any and all targets. And I'm not talking about taking risks, higher risks of collateral damage. Those tankers wouldn't have any oil to transport, Stuart, if we were cutting them off at the oil-making production facilities. Look, in World War II, how did we go after the Nazi Empire, the Germans, when they were building tanks and weapons? We attacked their ball-bearing plants, and we attacked their ability to produce those weapons. This is asymmetrical warfare, and ISIS is using this cash that they're getting from these oil sales to fund this radical jihadist terrorist operation. We have to go to the source.
Congressman Bill Johnson, Republican, Ohio. I'm interrupting you because I've got to go to breaking news, but Congressman, thanks very much for being with us this morning.